Hello everyone, this is Hemant student ID 303753888. I am a Fed Uni student currently pursuing my master's degree in MIT Sydney. This is my last semester. As this is my last semester, I was given a master project. It is a group project which contains 4 members. It contains myself, Hemant Arel, and other 3 members named as Rubina Guru, Kushal Karke, Kushal Pokhrel, and Akshay Karke. In this master project, we were given to develop a prototype for small and medium scale industries. It is something that will host websites at a minimal cost. That means it very cheap cost for small and medium scale industries which cannot afford the big expenses, as their business is not globally uh, distributed. Mm, for this project, we develop a prototype named as Easy Bytes, to and we also develop a web application in Android platform. For the communication purpose between the team members and the client, we used various tools like Slack and WhatsApp, Zoom, etc. We also used PHP for coding purpose to develop web application, and Laravel framework for PHP. We used GitHub to control the version and regularly update the updated coding, and we used cPanel for nominal hosting. That means to host the web page and to go online. And for web application, as we develop Android application, we used Dart programming language for Android to do some coding, and we use Flutter framework for Android. This project Easy Bytes was completed in 3 different phases. That means the first is initiation, the second one planning, execution, and the last one is closure phases. These all phases got sub phases phase inside them. In initial stage, a group was formed in a classroom. As this is a college project, group member were chosen in a class. After forming a group member, we had a client meeting. The client was able to give us functional requirement of the project. That means what he wants from us, how he wants his web application to be, and we develop we got the list of those requirements, and we develop the storyboard at the final of the initiation phase, and we submitted it. The next phase, planning phase. In planning phase, this is actually a steps which helps to develop the program. In planning phase, we develop the user stories. These user stories were developed by the help of those functional requirement which client gave us, and we did some research on those project. That means we did some literature review, we did some case studies, we we searched internet and gathered some information, and after that we develop a schedule for the project. That means the time frame, a basic time. After developing a time frame, we were able to develop a Gantt chart according to the project schedule, and at the last of the planning phase we developed a project roadmap and we submitted it. And now the third one is execution phase. This is a very important phase, because in this phase all these coding, designing, everything, testing about this application is done. This execution phase itself got other three phases inside it. That is sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. As we were doing this project using agile methodology, we used three different phases to develop the program. Agile methodology is the best one to develop a program. As you know, nothing is fixed at the beginning. That means maybe something got to be changed while doing. Some requirements may be needed, new requirements may be needed to add, and some old requirements may be needed to delete from the software which was first given by our client. So with the help of agile methodology, this means it is always under development, nothing is fixed. We can add some features at the back of the coding whenever we want. So with the help of agile development, we developed it methodology, actually agile methodology. In sprint first, some basic things were done. User stories were already defined and prioritized with high level, medium level, and low level. In sprint 1 we did the higher priority tasks. In sprint 1 we did coding and designing for some of the user stories that were prioritized as high. The some are, we developed login page, we also developed login, logout both, and sign up page. We added some add product functionality, and we did coding for view, edit, and delete product from the web page by using PHP. We also developed the logout page. This coding were done with the help of PHP, and designing were done with the help of HTML and CSS. In sprint first, my personal accomplishment was email verification page. I developed email verification page, form validation, and adding database query to functionality, designing the list of available product. These were the things which I did. I did some coding and as well some designing by using PHP and HTML respectively. After this, we did the testing. Whatever the result was wrong, we did it again and corrected those bugs, and sprint was bug free. And sprint 2 started on 3rd of May and finished on 23rd of May. In sprint 2, as a group, we developed search engine. We added a select item to the cart function. We also added view history, purchase history for customer. We developed admin we developed some feature like admin is able to view sold product history. Customer can leave their reviews on the product. functionality was added, and the functionality to remove the product from the card was also added. In task 3, my personal accomplishment was the thing that I did was I did adding functionality to searching the product using PHP. I used PHP for coding. Designing of bought item, that means history of purchase, by using HTML. And I also developed the review page where customer can give review, or by using again coding by PHP and designing by HTML. In sprint 2, at the last, we did testing. Again, some bugs were there, some error were found, and those were solved and made error free, and the coding was at the last of sprint 2. The codings were error free, and the product was getting some shape. And next is sprint 3. It started on 24th of May and finished on 11th of June. This was the last sprint. All the functionality should be done within this sprint, so the remaining functionality which were not done on sprint 1 and sprint 2 were done in here. Those functionalities were reset password by email feature was added. We added normal and admin user dashboard, view normal user details, availability of product in a web application as per the category. Change passport functions were added for admin and customer both. And online payment gateways was designed. Email diversion feature was managed, and normal hosting, that means nominal hosting, was done. Again, at the end of this sprint also, we did the testing. And there were lots of bugs at this sprint. It has very difficult tasks, just like email diversion and online payment gateway, dashboards for both user and customer. So it was pretty hard to get bug free, but at the end we did it, and our program was bug free. And my personal accomplishment for this sprint, or say sprint 3, is I designed the page for forget password feature, and I did some coding and designing for checking credential, that means information provided by customer and user to match the information before in a database. I also designed admin panel for email based configuration and coding required for email diversion. Yeah, at the last we were and at the last the last page is closure. At last we did some documentation, we did installation, we did system check, we demonstrated it in a college. We did both mobile application and web application, and we did the final write-up and we submitted it. And for mobile configuration, it was the same task. We did it in the web page. It was same coding and designing thing we did it, but using the different programming language and frame. It was very good experience working as a team to develop a software. It was a very nice feeling. We used all the information that we were able or we were given by our lecturer, by our supervisor, and also the feedback given by our client. I'm very happy to be in a group of these other gentlemen. This is how we develop the software.